If you're like most of us, you're probably missing the gym already. But what does that mean for your future? Is that the end of your gains? Before we go too much deeper into this, I want to tell you the story of a few people. The first one is a guy named Jonah Lamu. Jonah Lamu was a rugby player for New Zealand who played for the New Zealand All Blacks and was one of the most dominant players to ever play the game. However, he was diagnosed with kidney disease, and back in 2004, he actually wound up going on dialysis. So as you can imagine, he wasn't going to practice, he wasn't on the field, he wasn't breaking tackles, he wasn't in the weight room. He had really lost out on everything. I mean, he was fighting for his life. But later on, he ended up coming off of dialysis and made a comeback all the way to the level of the highest levels of rugby playing professionally. Another person who's great to think about is Adrian Peterson, great running back for the Minnesota Vikings and still playing in the NFL to this day. He had a catastrophic ACL injury, but ended up undergoing surgery, went through rehab, and came back. You can even think about somebody like Brock Lesnar, the current WWE wrestler, former WWE wrestler with a kind of Oreo of MMA in between. He had really bad diverticulitis and ended up having to have a 12-inch segment of his colon removed. However, he did end up coming back to fight in the octagon. There's so many different stories of professional athletes and regular people who have had major setbacks that have come back and ended up doing well in their sports or just coming back to live a normal life. In my own example, I've had two instances where I was taken out for an extended period. One was jaw surgery back in 2009. I had my jaw wired shut for about 12 weeks. And during that process, I went from 215 pounds all the way down to 168. So I had lost all my gains and I had to fight and go back. But eventually I got to a point where I had regained a lot of that strength and it even surpassed where I was at a heavier weight, but doing it lighter. The second time was when I donated bone marrow back in 2016. So after that, again, I was out of the gym for a long time and couldn't work out. But sure enough, I was able to get those gains back. So if you're out of the gym now, don't worry too much about it, because the fact of the matter is it's gonna open back up and you will be able to go back in and get your gains back. It'll take some time, and yeah, those first few workouts are gonna be humbling, but as long as you stick with it, you will be all right. And it's a great time to address things that you might otherwise neglect. There's so many different exercises that you can do that are lighter that you typically skip in the gym. Things like IYTs to work on your lower and middle traps. For most people, that's a pretty weak muscle group, but that's an exercise you can do that'll make you stronger in the long run. And being out of the gym when you're not injured makes it that much easier to get back into it when it just opens back up. So again, fear not, this isn't the end of the world. You're gonna be all right, your gains will be safe. So just do what you can right now to help speed up the process so everybody can go back to normal. Maintain your distance, stay at home as best as you can, and just do what it takes to help us get over this crazy pandemic that we're all facing. Hope you guys like this video. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll keep putting more content out there, and anything else that you want to know about or have us talk about, whether it's motivation, science, nutrition, you name it, just leave a comment below and we'll be sure to address it. Thank you.